Danny Vegas time. Danny Vegas World Segment 2. We are $250,000 into the show. Because as you well know, I make $1 million every week on this gig. Mrs. Vegas really digs it. All right. What are we doing today? Well, as I told you in segment 1, Alexis Brown of Alexis Law Brown Firm. God, I can't even speak today. Alexis Brown Law is coming in today. We're going to talk about a couple things. We're going to try to get a little update on, as far as the law. I thought the law and the law won. Okay. Is going on with the shooting that we had here in Las Vegas. Boy, all's quiet on the Western Front when it comes to that. I ain't hearing nothing. It's like crickets. Okay, we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about in segment 3, $750,000 into the show. We're going to talk about, as a business, what do you need to do as a business to make sure that if a indecent sexual situation happens at underneath your roof, like I said in segment 1, you're sitting there eating your breakfast, you're fat and you're dumb and you're happy, and you go driving into the office and the HR lady meets you at the front door. Huh? Who? What? Yeah, what are you going to do? So we're going to talk about that. Because there is no more arguing. I think the cat's out of the bag. That there are individuals out there that tend to use the workplace as a hunting ground. Forget happy hour. Forget Baxter's on Thursday night. Forget that. That's too hard. It's easier just to find some gal that, that I can use my influence on, and maybe I can get a little action. What's amazing is I know office romances go on all the time. I know they do. Oh, someone's beeping me. What's going on here? Alexis Brown. On my way in. Thank you, Alexis. We all know that. Okay, so Alexis Brown's on her way in, everybody. So the story is, I know there's these office romances that go on all the time. Like I said. Anyway, so the question is someone harassing somebody, but it's just accepted because I guess we're into each other? How does that work? Man, I've always said it. I've said it for 30 years, man. 40 years. Men and women in the same room, for any period of time, someone's going to be giving Twitter patent to someone else. That's all there is to it. I'm sorry. So I don't know. Office romance. Did someone sexually harass somebody, but someone just said, I'm into you, so it's okay? I don't know. Well, I do know. So anyway. Okay. What I want to talk about, we got about 5 minutes left in this segment. $500,000 into the show. Is business coaching. Lots of business coaches out there. A lot of them. They're thick as thieves, as they say. And most people that use business coaches don't have any money because they can't afford a business coach, because if they did, they'd have more money. So the question is, how do you know? I will tell you, this is what I would look for in a business coach. Because they all say they got the knowledge, and I work for the huge companies, and I'm smart as rain. I can launch the space shuttle. I'm so smart. I'm Forrest Gump smart. Okay. How do you know? But for me, the best coach that I ever had, and I can't say his name because I don't have permission, was a guy who really gave it to me straight, and he held me accountable. That was the best one. Maybe I'll call him, have him on the show. I haven't talked to him in a long time. But he held me accountable. He really didn't sugarcoat my deficiencies. And a good coach to me is someone who can do that. And if they have to say a swear word once in a while, so be it. Because everybody I know who's had a business a long time that has not succeeded, it's mostly because, including myself in some ways, they were kind of a personality that needed to be held accountable by somebody. I know when I'm not held accountable, things tend to procrastination, and it's a personality thing. But a good coach is one that's not afraid to kind of give it to you straight, to the point where if you don't like it, you can leave because I don't care, and holds you accountable. Because this business stuff, I always say that business is pretty simple. You just bring in more money than goes out. But to do that successfully is a science. There's motivational people. They don't know jack about business, but they're motivational. They get you off your ass. They hold you accountable. A business coach, I don't know, I would, to me, like I said, straightforward, hold me accountable, but also is good at looking at process. That's where I'm good at. I'm not so good at cracking the whip, get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm not so good at that. But I am good at looking at a process. What's your process? How do you get to point A to point Z? How does that work? That's what I like to do. So I'm no coach and I can't be a coach because I can't hold people accountable. I can tell them straight up this or that. But I'm just not one to you can even ask my kids. All right, I'm going to check your homework. I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm going to look at your grades every day. I'm kind of like, hey, figure it out. You're old enough now to figure it out. But the process of your company, I use the show The Profit as an example. If you don't watch that show, watch that show. It's called The Profit, Marcus Lemonis. Watch that show. People, process, product, and I like to add a third one, pathway. A coach to me is someone who can look at my process, evaluate my pathway, keep me accountable, and talk to me straight. Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense to you? It makes sense to me. So that's what I would look for. I don't even know how you interview business coaches. They all, I asked, it's like social media. I asked a social media person, why are you different from anybody else? And you know what? They all said they were different, but they all said the same thing. So they're not different. So if you're looking at a business coach, definitely someone talks to you straight, someone who can hold you accountable, someone who can evaluate your process, evaluate your pathway, and get you going in an efficient manner. I'll be back. Segment 3 with Alexis Brown right after this.